That's not where I want to be. There we are. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be where you are. Welcome back to the live stream.
Just resubscribed for 17 months. 17th month streak. Well, time truly flies. Doing administrative work today. Dying a bit inside, smile, so hope for some stellar content to keep me company, smile.
I hope so too. My name is Jeff Fritz. Welcome back to the live stream. Maybe you're subscribing just like DevLead was. Thank you so much. 17 months. Appreciate that. But I need to finish my intro here. If you don't mind. I guess I don't get to do it. Pardon me.
Copper Beardy just resubscribed for 13 months.
Thank you, Copper Beardy. 13 months. I'm going to get in. I want to talk about the charity here in a few minutes. Can I do the intro again? Give me a second here. Let me do the intro again. One second. Hey, welcome back to the live stream. My name is Jeff Fritz. Today is January 7th, 2020. We're going to write a little bit of code today. My goodness.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
Thank you so much for the subs. Thank you so much. Everybody for tuning in. Already, my goodness, we're on the ball. It is January. It is 2020. Folks are eager and excited. This is great. Wasabi Cheetah, Hugo Doll, good to see you. Chris Jones, first time in ages, able to catch a live stream. And then we're going to talk about our charity. We're going to get into it here. Dee Dee Walsh, good morning. Happy New Year. How about those Seahawks? when your football team makes the playoffs and literally every player except for 2 didn't start on opening day, and you've literally got 4 guys that you found outside the local Wawa, the local convenience store, playing wide receiver for you. It's not good. You're lucky you made it this far. And then to lose your best player on the 8th play of the game. You didn't even make it through the first quarter. The 8th play. Yeah, it wasn't going to be very good. So, congratulations to the Seahawks, but the MASH unit that is the Philadelphia Eagles, hopefully they'll lick their wounds and they'll be back in the 2020 season. Hugo, hello. Eternal Dev Coder, good morning. Shy Sharp. We already said hello to Dev Lead. Simo is here. Kabazi, hello. Sweet Vanea, good morning. Good to see you. Let's see, what do we got here? Copper Beardy with the resub. Lots of and then. C17.
Let me add some value.
We'll fix that in post. Svava! Adding some value.
What mischief?
We're going to talk about some charity mischief here in a second. Yes, American football. Absolutely. UNT Walker. It's Batman HD. Hello. Good to see everybody. So if you look at the panels underneath, I promised you every quarter we change up what charity we donate, all of our subs, all of our cheers to. Folks that sub like
The Hugodal just resubscribed for 13 months. 13 months? We're in luck.
13 months. Thank you so much for 13 months of your support. The Hugo doll, not the Hugodal. Stream Elements, we need to work. We need to work on the text to speech here. All right? Get it together. Where was I? So, every quarter we donate all of our cheers, all of our subs to a new charity. Electric Havoc
just resubscribed for 11 months. 11 months. Getting there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for those 11 months of support. Absolution 183, good morning to you. Okay. Last quarter, we pledged to donate all of our subs, all of our cheers to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and it's tremendous. We're very close to my goal of $3,000 total donated to them. I'm going to leave the Tiltify drive up. It's on the panels just below me here on Twitch. If you're watching the recording over there on the YouTubes, go over to my Twitch channel. There's a link below, and click and you can donate to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital if you're so moved. They're doing some great work at St. Jude. I want to leave that up there because they're a very worthy organization that I want to come back to in the second quarter because that's when they do their drive, their St. Jude Play Live here on Twitch, and I want to stick around and support them during that effort. But this quarter, I want to go back to supporting another organization that does technical education. They're United States focused, and that's okay. We've supported a couple of international charities here for the last 6 to 9 months. This one we're going to support is Code.org. There it is. Code.org is trying to get every student in every school in the United States, trying to get them the opportunity to learn computer science. This is something that really hits home for me because as a developer, as somebody who has a little bit of influence in the education of developers through my employer, I reached out to my daughter's schools and said, hey, I can bring this content to you. I can help your teachers. I can, as a parent volunteer, help out with these things, and I'm kind of good at it. And they flatly declined me because they don't have the time, they don't have the curriculum, and they don't have the funding from the state of Pennsylvania to teach any technical content, any engineering content in their schools. They're pressured to meet certain goals, certain performance levels for math and English, and they're not making those, so why even consider technology? Coding Bandit!
Happy 2020, at Sharp Fritz is ringing in the new year, paving the way for web forms developers everywhere. Kudos on a job well done.
Well, thank you so much. That's Coding Bandit, our friend Carrie Payette, and she's another live coder here. Make sure you check out her stream. Can we get a shout out for the Coding Bandit? Very much appreciate the 1042 bits. That is amazing. Thank you so much. And we'll be making donations to code.org. So, really excited about what these folks do. They also sponsor the Hour of Code. And this is curriculum that's available on the web. Anybody can download it. It doesn't matter if you're in the United States or not. You can download it and you can help educate young folks about how exciting, how cool it is to write software. And they've got some really neat stuff integrating with Minecraft, more tightly integrating with Minecraft. Not the little faux Minecraft thing they had for a few years. No. You actually play Minecraft and navigate around and build a little machine learning application in there. It's really neat. Check it out, code.org. Thank you so much. Yeah, DD likes code.org as well. They're pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. And it is a shame that schools are turning away a little bit of volunteer help from parents like that. Kasukin with the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Hello. I need a raid video bad. Thank you so much for the raid, Kasukin. It's so good to see you. He's another one of the live coders in Italy. Welcome on in, Raiders. My name is Jeff Fritz. You caught me just as I'm getting started. Today I can even explain for other folks here as well. We're going to work on our Blazor web forms components. These are components for Blazor that look and feel and behave the same as their namesakes that came from the old ASP.NET Web Forms framework. This way, you can hopefully migrate your markup from ASP.NET Web Forms to Blazor with minimal changes. Thank you for the follow, Philippe Cavalcante. Welcome on in. Thank you so much for joining us, Philippe. And it's what we're hoping for is if we migrate these, if we build these components properly, it'll make migration smoother. Migration's even a strong word. It'll make rewriting smoother because there is no button you can press and just, or a drop down you can say, well, just change the framework and make it the new thing and it works. You're going to need to go through a process. You're going to need to apply some changes. You're going to need to edit your code. But if we can minimize the amount of code you need to edit by providing a shim like this, it'll hopefully smooth that on-ramp. Make it a little bit lower for folks to get in. Rare for Electric Havoc to be here at 7 a.m. Well, thank you for tuning in. Coding Bandit has the opposite problem in the little corner of Columbus, Ohio. Too many volunteers for the Hour of Code. That's amazing. That's great because here in Pennsylvania, the Hour of Code wasn't even a consideration. Not only that, it flat out, they don't have time for it because the kids need help in math. Point blank. So, Sean of the Dev been working with the programming club at the local high school, but it's just him, and we'll be moving to Tampa at the end of the month. Well, best of luck to you, Sean. When you get to Tampa, and you know what, I'm sure there's going to be other schools that are going to be interested in getting some help. Really, really good stuff there. Your employer gives you time to give. It's tremendous to be able to help out with students, with the next generation of folks. What I find disheartening is when they finally do have some sort of interaction with computers in school, and the teachers are very negative about it. The teachers themselves are not trained well. They're not educated on ways to encourage students, kids, to have a good time and enjoy these things. Consequently, there's whole generations of students at my local school district that want nothing to do with technology, and it's a huge mistake by the local school district. Huge. Yes, they're afraid of it. That's right, Dee Dee. I think you're absolutely right.
Oh my.
Yeah. The bald-bearded builder is here. Teals is a great program. Teals is an amazing program. We don't have that here in the school districts near me. So, and it's interesting because the school district that my daughters participate in, that they attend, they cry poor that they don't have these resources. Yet when folks give them to them, oh, we don't have time for this. We don't know how to handle. So I'm hoping to get a meeting with some of the administrators there and be like, what more can we give you besides free? Free training? Do I need to pay you to teach these students? I don't get it. Simo, she was leading an IT initiative to get iPads into general use, and many of the teachers were absolutely reluctant. They have iPads. They have Chromebooks, but they don't use them for anything beyond web browsing or the digital books that are on them. So they come up short on actually doing something with it. So, no, they don't consider themselves STEM at all. Yes, politics at the local school district is crazy. So, code.org, that's who we're going to support, and they're going to do their part to get the message out. We want to see this number of 40% to get even higher. Get students to be able to get in and be able to learn and grow here and build that next generation of developers. So, good morning, Sean. How you doing? Let me get some music playing in the background here, and we'll get things started the right way. I'm gonna play. I've got my Visual Studio hat on here today. Let me play Judson. It's downloading. I should have just gone and told it to download all of these songs. There it is. This is music to go by from our friend Mr. Carl Franklin. Scientifically designed, it's engineered to get you in the flow, get you focused on whatever task it is that you might be working on. Check it out, mtcb.pwop.com. Thank you so much to Mr. Carl Franklin for letting us listen to it here on the channel while we write code together. And you can execute the music command just like Panda in a Tub did there in the chat room. Let me see here. Oh, Azure Sharp spent a lot of time talking to the VS Code teams at Ignite about using VS Online as a bridge from Chromebooks to .NET Core development. Yes, absolutely. Definitely a way to approach there. WADZ has a school district that has funding for Comp Sci. Nice. That's really encouraging. And DevLead's helping teachers in Sweden. Nice. Nice. It's a struggle to get schools to pick up and move with this. Kabazi has a question here. Let me bring this up. The company that Kabazi is working for is developing banking software and is going to create a new user interface for one of its products. How could you convince your manager to pick Blazor for it? They're going with Angular now. Angular has the support cycle with Angular is, I'm not entirely positive how long, or what kind of commitment they have to the Angular framework support cycles. There's a bunch of folks that, and you can see them already in the chat room saying, oh, don't do Angular, don't do Angular. What you're going to get with Blazor, if you build components, you get full Microsoft support behind that. And if you build those components, you're going to have the freedom to move them from server side to WebAssembly side at some point in the future. Plus, if you're already building with C#, if you already have folks that are aware and knowledgeable in that, now you've got the same language front to back, and you can reuse your business logic all over the place, whether it's your mobile apps, server side, client side, desktop apps. You've got a lot of flexibility to reuse and make your business logic and your user interface logic portable across all the frameworks. So, but the challenge that I see with Angular, with Vue, with React is the framework churn in the JavaScript communities. You're going to start working with one framework and it's not going to be in vogue and be the thing for folks to use next year. And you're going to have a devil of a time finding people to support it in the future. Because, sorry, we don't do Upshot. We don't do Knockout. Sorry, Angular JS isn't a thing that we support anymore. Actually, you shouldn't be using it anymore. Gosh, we've moved off of React. We're on Vue now. We don't use that. So you need to be careful. You need to choose your frameworks wisely, so that you can continue to recruit and find talent to maintain these things in the future. Gulp Webpack Node Modules hassle. Oh my goodness, yes. So, the problem with convincing anyone to go for Blazor as a production system is the whole stack still needs so much work doing it. What do you mean? What do you mean by the whole stack needs so much work doing it? Oh my goodness. And what? Look at this. The bald-bearded builder loves Angular, but who's he kidding? Never met a framework stack he didn't like. May even start a Cold Fusion project today. You enjoy that Cold Fusion project there, Michael Jolly. Oh my goodness. Bugs in Visual Studio, big reliance on adding vanilla MVC. Disagree. You don't need vanilla MVC. You don't need MVC at all to do Blazor. You can work in Visual Studio Code if you don't like Visual Studio 2019. There are some bugs in it. They are being worked out. They're constantly releasing updates. Yeah, but you're going to find issues. You're going to find... right, use your favorite editor if you don't like Visual Studio. Visual Studio Code works great. Take your pick. A lot of misconceptions in the industry. Yep. But our friend Dee Dee Walsh, she's got... Yeah, see, look at this. Look at this. Dee Dee's on the right path here. She's going to open up Lotus Notes and get to it, you know, as one does. Lotus Notes, right? Lotus Notes. Sync Stuff, thank you so much for streaming C# development. You've learned much more than you thought just watching work and not even bugging. Well, thank you, Sync Stuff. That's very kind. And we'll be here 5 days a week writing code. All right. Thank you so much. Very kind of you to write. You had to add a web API controller to do a file download yesterday. Could have done that with a Razor page, but okay. If you're downloading something from the server, yeah, you're getting outside of just writing components and building user interface if you need to interact with other resources on the server. Here's our project that we're working on. This is the Blazor Web Forms components. I blogged about this yesterday. You can find it both on my blog. You can find it over on that dev.to. I syndicated it over there. Look at that hair. That's not natural. That's natural. But I wrote about what we're doing over here, and I just a quick blog post about the proof of concept, how it came about, discussing it at Ignite with Dan Roth, what a simple web form looks like, what our initial proof of concept looked like, and how we've updated it with our current list view to make it easier to use. So I think we got a little bit of discoverability that happened there. Folks learned about our project. And we're going to do a little bit more work on the data list today. I want to go back, after we finish the data list, I want to go back to the list view component and start adding event handlers to it so that we can make that a more complete component before we move on to the fourth component. So, Microsoft appears in so many 2020 tech to checkout quadrants now. Even security perception is changing. Yes, indeed. Too many donuts lead to Lotus Notes usage. The more you know. I see what you've done there. You have purple. Purple hair? Yes, you can be a streamer. Green hair, you can't be a streamer because green screen. That's a thing. All right, let's talk about. Let me get in here. I completed some other features in here. I even pushed a 0.30 preview 1 release out. And let me show you. I added a couple more commits here. I finished adding the style attribute, the tooltip attribute, the use accessible header attribute, and I updated docs to include those references so that I'm working on this preview 2 version for the data list that includes all these attributes that you can use inside of our component that behaves the same way as the web forms control. So the next step is to finish adding the rest of these attributes so we have the read-only state working properly for the data list. And there's just a few that I'm missing that I skipped over. I skipped over badly. I shouldn't have skipped over them. So let me jump back into the data list component here. You can see I added. These are all the features that you can do right now in the 2 different layout formats. Right, all of these attributes I have working that are specific to the read-write interaction, right? All of the font things work, right? That's great stuff. But up here, right? No, the font things work on the style inside of each of the components. These need to be added still, as well as back color, border style, and I need caption, cell padding. I'm going to skip these ones because I believe I already have them included through a child component. Edit item, don't need that. Enabled is already connected. Enable theming is already connected. Enable view state. What?
It's illegal in 9 countries.
It's not supported here in Blazor, so we can ignore that. Grid lines I need to add. I added height. So I'm just going to go down the list here and bang out including a bunch of these. Now, some of these style ones I've actually already included inside of a style class. So what I should be able to do is, and this is where multiple inheritance would be really cool, but what I should be able to do is copy and paste those features directly into this component and fix up how it outputs the style that gets written for the data list. And that's where we're going to go today. Codephobia is here. Hello, Codephobia. Good to see you. Codephobia, just like Bald Bearded Builder, Copper Beardy, and the Coding Bandit, they're all live coders, part of the team here. Should have used cold. Don't use Cold Fusion. Stop it! Stop with the Cold Fusion! What? What's with the Cold Fusion? Thank you for the shout out, Hugo. So, I'm going to go down the list. Access key we also need to get running here. So, I want to build a couple samples here that show how these features work, these attributes work in web forms. So we've got a jumping off point to copy in to Blazor the implementation for these. What? Are you kidding? That's not it. That's not what I wanted. I didn't click that one. That one. After the apocalypse, 2 things will survive. Cockroaches and cold fusion. And...
just for fun.
me. I'll be around. That's a thing. No. ASP Classic all the way. Don't do that. Don't do that. So, let me set up a sample here. I have a project called Before Web Forms that contains a web form that we can use to mock up and test some of these features. So, I'm just going to copy and paste, right, this default one. And let's call this style attributes. Right, there it is. And if we look at the ASPXCS, I'm going to rename this to style attributes. Yep. So that it's not the same class wandering around. Right? And this is kind of a pain in the neck to do if you are... There we go. If you are a web forms developer, right? If you wanted to copy and paste so you could reuse a page, you had to go find all the names of the page and make it match up everywhere. So, no client-side VB script. Don't do that. Twinkies. Team Twinkies? They're talking about Twinkies. Yes. Oh my gosh, Egil, you are not wrong. What? Why does it say there's a moderation check? Multiple inheritance would be great when building components that need to inherit from a bunch of different traits. Yes. Default interface is available as part of C# 8. It's not really multiple inheritance, but it is a little bit limiting. It's not too valuable here. Absolution 183 has a question asking me if I've used the vertical tabs on Visual Studio. I've tried it. Don't really like it for how wide my screen is here, because I want more space for code going horizontally across here. I mean, right, if I set tab layout, right, if I put it over here, right now it's, I've lost space here going across. I want more, I want a little bit more space going width-wise. And I don't mind, because I just don't have that many tabs typically open here. I try and keep it to a visible list. So, it's not too bad. Visual Studio 98, Visual Interdev. No, don't do that. Don't do this.
Hi friends, just resubscribed for 2 months.
Hello, thank you so much. 2 months with us. I very much appreciate that. And we'll make a donation to code.org. We are closing in on unlocking another remote. I don't want to say how far away we are, just because then people are like, I feel like I'm guilting folks into gifting subs. But we're less than 50 from another emote. What is code.org? Check it out. There's a link to code.org. There's information about them just below the video here on Twitch. So for this, where we're going to talk about the style attributes, I need a link to get over here first off. So let me go back over here. Equals style attributes, styles, right? And I'll just copy that. I really need to have a little navigation element there, like I do in the others. And now I need right. Okay, good. Data list styles, right? Here's a simple data list bound to a collection of widgets. we are testing and showing the various style attributes that can be set on the data list. So let's take a look at what we can do here. See, I've even got tooltip turned on here. I'm going to get rid of the header style here just so it doesn't confuse anything. We still need to get into repeat columns, figure out how that works with us. Let's turn on access key. Let's turn that on here just to see what it looks like. And I'm going to make the access key S. So there were other properties here. Back color, sure. Let's make that gray. What else? There were other properties here. Border style, border width. Sure. Border style equals solid. Border width equals 2 pixels. Right. Border color. Give me a border color there. Chat room, who's the first one to give me a border color? Oh, DJ Vortex, congratulations. Fire brick. All right. Let's see what that looks like. Let's start there. Right, so we're going with these 5 properties first. So I will debug, start new instance. WQ Walter.
Call to just resubscribed for 8 months.
Thank you so much for those 8 months of support, and we'll make a donation to code.org. It's going to take me a little bit to adjust to the new charity. Code.org, that's who we're supporting. All first quarter of 2020 here. There we go. Data list, right? Styles. So it looks ugly. Ugly is not my concern. My concern is where the styles ended up. So access key, it just outputs directly. Okay. All right, we can deal with that. There it is. So we'd actually just jam together the exact same things that we had before, but put them here in the style. Okay. Saintcode.org. No. Oh my gosh. Coding Bandit's oldest turned 18. Ooh. Ooh. My oldest is 16 and yeah. This is a problem. They do grow up fast. Oh dear Lord. So, alright, access key we need to just copy over. That's not too hard. But the styles we need to combine here, and border collapse is something that's turned on by default here. So let's go through, and I think we can just copy and paste these attributes in from our UI style class that we were working on. And hopefully, with very little extra work, it'll just work. So we were working on those inside of, here's UI style. Well, let me add to DataList Razor, let me add the access key in here first. Access key, we'll put that up top because it's well, actually we should make this a car, shouldn't we? Is access key a string or a car? Right? Access key. Hello? You're not going to let me click through this, are you? Punk. You punk. Fine. Click through to the official documentation. How you like them apples? Access key. Is it just a character? No, it is a string. CJ Aliaga.
Charlie Aga just resubscribed for 16 months.
16.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy
C#
New Year
cat.
to you. Yes. And Rambling Geek. Look at all the 16
Rambling
months.
Geek
Oh my
just
goodness.
resubscribed for 16 months.
Thank you so much. And we'll make donations to code.org. Our charity this quarter, helping teach kids in American schools, give them the opportunity to learn computer science. Very cool stuff. User 123075. Hello. Good to see you. All right, so there's access key. All right. Let me go over to the actual markup. So if access key is defined, we need to output it. Like that. We also need it on the span down here. Excuse me. There we go. All right. Next, we got to put the borders and things in here. Now, I added a style parameter that we could output, but I feel like we also need to combine together the other styles that are defined and put them into the mix. So let's do this. Let's add a property. And we'll call it calculated style. Right? I think I've got this. And what I can do, right? Let's override on initialized. And let's add our styles for border color and all those other things into this calculated style along with the style. Hold on to your butts. So we'll need a new string builder. Style builder, append the style. And if style doesn't end with, if it does not end with a semi, we need to add a semi to separate out. Now I'm going to go back over here. Where's the toString on this? Where it formats it? Oh, it's not in here. Where did I put that? Where did I put it? I know I put it around here somewhere. Right? Need some null checking? There we go. Thank you for the follow. R. Wavilo? Welcome. Let's see. Where did the when it outputs the style here, header style, right? That comes off of table item style. That's where it is. So this method, I feel like we should be able to inject, we should be able to put it somewhere so we don't have to do this every time. Right? What if I did this? Put it right here for right now. We'll move it. And what if we just copied these? Because I think we're going to see most of these things around. Right? Let's get rid of the public notation. there we go. We can't have that. Thank you. So now,
Let me add some value.
Rambling Geek. Thank you so much for the cheer. Yeah, Stelzy, you got it. As an extension. You got it. Let me take a look here. So Rambling Geek and Coding Bandit. Let me put those cheers right here. And it was 1042 from Coding Bandit. What day is today again? Today's the 7th. I'm gonna need to change my cheer. Rambling Geek. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. Look at that. We've got a request to redeem a voiceover, a custom voiceover for Rambling Geek. All right. I am happy to do that. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave that pinned over here. Whisper me, whisper me what you want me to record. And after I finish setting up this iHas style, we're going to record a custom voiceover for Rambling Geek. Do it in my own time? All right, well, we can do it in my own time. That's fine. But make sure you drop me a line with what you want it to be. I have to get back over to the post office. I've been terrible about this. Very terrible. I need to get over there. I've got a bunch of stickers to mail out. I've got a backpack I'm mailing to Rambling Geek, and I'm sending something special to our friend Lily Hazel, who's been doing a lot of work to help out the live coders. And no, it is not a roll of live coders toilet paper. I'm not sending her that. But yes, we will be recording our first custom voiceover. I'm happy to do it live on stream. If folks want to hear me record it, I'll record it live on stream. Let me know. What is the product mainly? The product that we're doing, right? You can find more about it right here. It's a shim that we're building, a shim library that'll help folks migrate their web forms markup so that it works in Blazor. So now this iHas style just works here. It implements and it's just fine. So I'm going to take this, move it to its own file, and when it gets over there, where'd the toString go? There it is. This little chalupa right here. I'm going to write an extension method, and I'll just have the toString call that extension method and delegate across. Am I shaking a can of Skull? No, it's G Fuel. I've got, this is Raging Gumming Fish I've got this time. Tastes Swedish. I don't know what that means. Can you get a roll of that? Hey, Robert Tables! You think I'm joking? Where'd it go? It was right here. I purposely left it right here. I must have put it on the other side here. Good to see you, Robert Tables. Yes. So let me move this. Seriously, if you want me to record, she grabbed it and ran to the. No. If you'd like, I'll record the. Assuming it's family friendly, I can record the voiceover here live. So let me grab this. I'm gonna grab all of this, go back over to iHas style. And public static. This is an extension method we're going to create here. I has style extensions. All right. Public static void. I don't want to call it toString because that'll get confusing. ToStyleString. That's pretty good. I has style. Sure. Like that. So now, see where it's referencing and choking here on these. I'll just go through and add the reference in front of it, like so. And everything will just work. Come on. Almost there. And this way, we're doing a little bit of object-oriented reuse. It's not the best. It's not phenomenal. But, oh, I need to return a string from this. My bad. Thank you. So now I have this working. I can go back over here, and where I was doing that, I can say return this to style. And I've just delegated across so that it does the exact same thing. Get yourself a C# Fritz voicemail incoming message voiceover. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So with that refactoring that I've done, right, I moved a lot of code there and I updated things. Let me run, well, let's make sure it builds first, right? That's kind of a thing, right? Show me the thing build succeeded, good. Now let me go, live unit testing doesn't work with this package just yet, but I'm going to open Test Explorer and I'll let it run all the tests in here. There it goes. You see the little blue line going across. It's executing tests. And if I've refactored properly, I haven't written any new code. I've just moved it around. I haven't written any new functionality. We should get all of our tests running properly. You're right. I could return string builder. Reward for 10,000 Fritz bits. Have Fritz code for you. Not yet. Why is it? There we go. They all ran successfully, no errors. Good. How's it going, Singing Mexican? Good to see you. So, I didn't break anything. If I returned I could return the string builder. That's not bad. I could also pass it in. That's not bad either. Right? If I pass it in, add stuff to it, and then return it, that actually works really nicely then, doesn't it? Right? So, I like the way you're thinking. Who said that about returning the string builder? Kabazi, great idea. That's a great idea. Because then, let's just call it that. Rats. I don't have this. I'm not, return the string builder. Move those back the other way. So instead here, now let's just call this SB. And at the end here, just return that. So this can say return to style string. has style. New string builder. How's that? So now, in other places where I need to pull them together, I can pass in the string builder and return it. You're having a problem with featured chat login. Oh no, Hugo. I know Lucky Number 7 was working on featured chat the other day. Sir Skull Legend, hello. This is let me set the project here. Building Blazor components that emulate ASP.NET. Web forms controls. There you go. And this way we'll have that shim that folks will be able to use to migrate. So I've moved things around, so now table item style still just returns to style string. But if I go back over to my data list now, I can add that interface. I has style. Because oh, do I has style. Implement this. There they are. And I think these are the same parameters that I have, right, that I need to implement over here. So let's put this next to this. Put these over here, side by side. Okay. Make some space there. Back color, border style, border width. CSS class. Well, I've already actually got that up here. Don't I have that? I already had that somewhere else, I thought. But that should be there, yes. Oh, you know, is it down? Well, whatever. It's there. Font bold, font italic, font names, font overline, font size. Font strikeout, font underline, for color, yes. Height, yes. Horizontal align, yes. Vertical align, no. Width, yes. I'm okay with just leaving that on there. No lame Madonna references here. Okay. So let me add parameter attributes to all of these. And by doing that, can I do this? Wait a sec. I'm going to pull a whammy here. Can I do this? That's so good. That's so good. Let me see here. Oh, we can do that. Yep, got the whisper. If you'd like, we can, if you don't mind, we can record that here live. Tune it up and have some fun with that. Also to show folks that, yep, here's how it works. How'd I do that? So Visual Studio, and I believe Visual Studio Code has this also, has the ability to do vertical selection. So if you hold down the Alt key while you drag vertically, you can select a block like that. So now I have all of those. I'm going to finish this little element up and see if we... And I think maybe we'll do that recording real quick and see how this works. All right, so style builder equals new string. So instead of doing... Right, I've appended the style. So now... Can I say style builder this dot to style string, right? And it's just making sure where do I has style go, right? This is not reinitializing the string builder. Okay. So I should be able to say style builder and say calculated style equals style builder to string. Yeah, in this case it'll always have some content because we added that style. So now, oh, this feels so good. Wait do you see this? Wait do you see this? Right here, I changed that to calculated style. Right? And come down here. Bingo. Bingo. Yeah, I always want to output something there, I think. No, I don't. What is it? If the layout... If that is flow repeat layout. Oh, how did I do this before? Yeah. Is. Then style builder dot length. If that equals 0, we're gonna make this. We're gonna return null. Otherwise, style builder to string. There we go. That works. Hey, Kitstead. You're very welcome. Glad you enjoy. Oh, you bought the Music to Code by album. Fantastic. That's great. Let's see here. So, let's see if this works. Now, all I've done is move around things. Let me make sure the unit tests work. Right, let me rerun the tests. It should still output and format the style the same way. And now I should be able to add... Well, actually, I don't need to add anything. All the parameters are there for these. I need to handle the fonts. The fonts are the wacky one here. Right? I need to... Because you can't do font dash. So I still need to handle those. Not too bad. We can do that. We can do this. It can be done. Or maybe I broke something. Alright. What did we break? Let's take a look-see. We got some breakage in the header style demos here. Tests. So let's go take a look at those. Interesting, only 2 errors. So let me see here. No source available. The header element has attribute. Oh, this is. Okay. It should have been removed. If there was. In flow layout, it should have been removed. Okay. No, it should always be there. It should always be removed. Okay. So, if there is no style defined, if string is null or empty, if it is not null or empty, what don't you like? Nope, can't do that. Rats. We need that. Right, there we go. I think that fixes this. Let me rerun the broken tests. The calculated style expression is wrong. I don't think so. Let me put some parentheses around it to make it clearer. The fact that it's not could be a problem. Okay. So calculated style, let's do this. If the repeat layout is flow repeat layout. Calculated style equals if we do have some if we don't have any content for the calculated style, make it null. If we do, output the string. Otherwise, calculated style equals that. Well, actually, it should probably be the same either way. But it doesn't really matter because inside, I think we're okay. Let's see what that does. It would be nice if you could pool the channel points. No, sorry, can't do that. Interesting, it's still... Oh, wait a sec. This is on the header style. No, that's all right. It should disappear. Here. Right, wasn't there... Yeah. Let's do this. The style equals that. If string is null or empty, the style return null. I think that's all right. Oops. I know I can simplify that. Try again. Because this one on the table item style is the one that's actually being inspected here, not the other one that I was working on. Bang, good, got it. So with one quick little bit of refactoring there, we just got all of the style attributes applied to the data list. And we'll be able to reuse that on our other components in the future. So we've laid a good path there. Which one? Yeah, no need for that. Because it is a... I've already got the is null or empty there. Thank you for the and thens. So I think... Well, we should put together a unit test to verify that this functions properly. And that's where we're going to pick up after we take a little break here to record a voiceover for our friend Rambling Geek. Tell you what, as I get set up here, I'm going to run a quick 1-minute ad. I'm going to turn off the music and run an ad real quick here while I get set up, okay? Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. It didn't work. What? My Stream Deck button for running an ad didn't work. What? I have a button right there. Run an ad. I am a Twitch partner. I guess it doesn't work anymore. Here we go. All right. I'm going to turn off music. I'm going to open Audacity. And I'm going to turn off alerts while we are doing this recording. It's that one, and I also need the attention one I need to turn off here.
Oh my.
So I can turn that off as well. This one. There we go. That should be turned off now. So that we can't be interrupted. Yeah, there we go. You'll be able to see the emotes go flying past, but the sound effects have been turned off briefly while we do the recording. All right, I think we're about ready. Welcome back from the quick commercial there. I'm just going to do a quick test. Test. This is a test. Test. This is a test. That's a good recording. All right. So I use Audacity. This is free open source software that you can use to record audio, edit audio. Other folks like to use what is it? One of the Adobe products, Adobe Premiere, Premiere Pro. This is real easy to use. It's free. There's all kinds of plugins for it. Folks have all kinds of tutorials for how to use it. It's not as slick and fast with macro support and these types of things as Adobe, but it works great. This is only a test. If this were a real Fritz emergency, you'd be hearing about freaking out and panic. Go ahead and clip that. All right, let me grab the script here from Rambling Geek. Now, I can add some reverb to this, if you'd like. Whoa. Could do that. But this is what we're going to read. And now on Rambling Geek, the return of Vector and his human counterpart, the Rambling Geek. We'll fix it in post. All right, here we go. Ready? Let's do this. This will be fun. Wait a sec. See, look at this. I've messed up already. All right, here we go. Clear that. New track. Here we go. And now, on Rambling Geek, the return of Vector and his human counterpart, the Rambling Geek. And now, on Rambling Geek, the return of Vector and his human counterpart, the Rambling Geek. What do you think? What do you think, chat room? Rambling Geek likes it. Flawless. Wait a sec. Sean, where do you see this? Where do you see this?
Flawless victory.
Play it again. And now, on Rambling Geek, the return of Vector and his human counterpart, the Rambling Geek. You know what? Let me normalize and compress. Because that makes it just a little bit better. There we go. Chop off a little at the beginning, a little at the end. And now, on Rambling Geek, the return of Vector and his human counterpart, the Rambling Geek. Ship it. Where should I push this? Come on. Holy crow. Voiceover. Very cool. Thank you so much. And let me turn the music and things back on. We were over here. I'll turn that back on. There we go. And turn back on our alerts. And where did it go? The attention. There you go. All the sound effects are back up. You'd remove a little of the lag between Rambling Geek and my intro. Well, here, I can open it back up. He can edit and change things around. Nope, that's not where I want to be. Ugh. All the stuff right in here. Yeah, you can chop that down and edit if you'd like. So I'm just going to move that real quick into a folder over here. And I'm going to share a OneDrive link so that he can get his MP3 there. There we go. And there's a link. Very cool. That was fun. Thank you. Premiering on the next stream. I don't know. Maybe. So. Alright. There was our first voiceover redemption. It was like a full second lag. Yeah. You're right. It could definitely be cut, edited. He's got the raw stuff. He can do a little bit of tweaking on that. That is some good feedback. Thank you, Sync Stuff. You're right. I did pause just a little bit too long. Alright. Let's write a couple tests to make sure that the styles are output properly and that access. Do we? I could write a test for the access key as well. So we're using our friend Eagle's Razor testing, right? Razor, what is it? Razor component testing library. We're using this to test our Blazor components to make sure that they behave and they do the right things here. So let's add, this is simple style. Let's duplicate this and create one, and we'll call it more complex style. I don't know. Right? I mean, that's a thing, isn't it? So style, background color, line. So now let's try things like back color equal, well, oh, that's going to be interesting. Which one takes priority if you have back color and style defined? I'm not going to worry about that for right now. So let's make this back color red. Nah, that's terrible, but whatever. And we should get background color red coming out of this. So we should have 0 failed tests come through. Not so simple style. Oh yeah, sure. Would I do a voiceover with the Vader voice mod? Sure I would. Absolutely, Eternal Dev Coder. Build errors. Oh no. Oh. That should work now. No? Why don't you like that? No. Okay. Because they don't have the using static for color. That's why. There we go. Yeah, Eternal Dev Coder, it's a very good question. I'd be happy to... if I'm recording a voiceover, I'm happy to use whatever style you'd like. The script is up to you. As you saw, it just takes a couple minutes to do it, and I think it's a bit of fun that we can do here on stream. The test of the Fritz emergency broadcast system. This is only a test. If this were a real Fritz emergency, you'd be hearing about freaking out and panic. This is only a test. I need to share that. If this were a real Fritz emergency, you'd be hearing about freaking out and panic. Emergencies happen. When they do, I have a notification voiceover for that. There we go. It's on the Facebooks now. All right. What do we... Drazek, do I have some clips where I start with Blazor? Yes, there's actually a complete Blazor workshop over on the YouTube channel if you're interested. So you can definitely check that out. There's lots more. Right, I'm executing these components right here, and I should show them actually working in the real project, right? So here's a Blazor project after Blazor server side, and here's my list view control. But we're working on the data list, so let's do that one. And let's create. Yeah, let's reuse the header style one here. And let's call this complex style. I'll add this. And let's call this complex style. And let me show you. This is, right? So this is a navigation element, right? It's a directive that's being included and used on these components, which are also themselves pages because they have this page directive. And it has HTML markup mixed with directives. And the directives, the Blazor directives that reference and say, insert a component here, you see with the turquoise bold font. That also indicates to us not only is it a component, but this is some code that's going to be executed. So I have two components here, and I still need to figure out the fonts. The fonts are a thing we need to figure out here. Simple data list. I think we're okay there. I'm going to get rid of this second one. So this component that we've built, you can have data list and it has a ref so that we can turn it back into something with an ID we can access here. And if I... Oh, good question, WQ Walter. Can somebody queue that up on featured chat so that I can come to that in just a second here? I'm going to get rid of the header style here, and I don't like that I need to wrap it with child content. We'll need to fix that. So I'm going to add now back color equals... Yep, we have color up there. So now let's make the back color of our data list. Let's make it gray. And let's make the border color... I don't know. Somebody said Firebrick earlier. I like that. Border style. Let's make that. Let's make it group. Oh, see, I need a border style using here also. Otherwise, I need to say border style dot in order to make that happen. So let's copy this into a using static. No. No. Rats. Rats. Blazor web form components. Enums. Border style. Okay, so that should give me that. So Fritzy got his groove back. So Fritzy got his groove back. That was pretty good. border width, 2 pixels. Okay, so that, why don't you like that? That is a unit. That should work. That should be a conversion properly there. I think we're okay, right? I'll just make it 2 for right now. We'll have to come back and address that. Hey, Twitch Loft, good to see you. Where to go? Why can't I scroll? Let me do that. And all right. So now if I run this, we should get the table formatted with those couple changes. And we can move on to the next thing in here. You mentioned Firebrick because it shows up different as red for people who are red-green colorblind. Oh, I did not know that. That's good to know. No. Oh,
my.
You know what? It has the same... Nope, that's not going to work. Because I ran it... I didn't run it on IIS. Try that again. Learned a new Visual Studio shortcut today. Select next occurrence is Alt-Shift+. And Alt-Shift- will go back to the previous occurrence when you're doing finding things. Yeah. Let's see here. So there it is. DataList, complex style. And I've got a breakpoint there. Let's get out of the breakpoint. There it is. So it formatted properly what I expected. It's not great, but it's there. I think we had... Yeah, I forgot to put a vertical pipe there. Come on, put that vertical pipe in there. I'm not going to see it pop in there, am I? So that works. I've also got the project to make sure it works when we compile for WebAssembly. And just to show that that works. And this actually references, right? You may have seen me in a previous stream here. It references and includes all of the files inside of control samples. So this is going to build compile for WebAssembly and run inside the browser here. There you go. See, it loaded DLLs in the browser. I'll clear this out, navigate to DataList. Didn't load anything new. And... What?! That didn't work either. Or that. But that... Something's not quite working. Okay, so simple table works, simple flow works, header style does not. Why? Wait, is gonna see anything on the console? WASM! Operation is not supported on this platform. Color translator to HTML. Oh, really? You think you're gonna get away with that? You think you're gonna make it...
Finish him.
I'll destroy you. Okay. So, color translator to HTML doesn't work. Interesting. So we need to work around the color translator. It doesn't work in WebAssembly. That's a pain in the neck. Coding Bandit with the clip. So Fritzy got his groove back. So Fritzy got his groove back. That was pretty good. So Fritzy got his groove back. Oh, it's such a dad joke. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. So how do we do this? How are we going to do the color translator to HTML? This is a pain in the neck, isn't it? I think I'm curious why that doesn't work. Why doesn't that one work? Get back down here. If I look at the actual components library that we've been building here, System Drawing Common. Come here, you. I'm gonna go to search NuGet for System Drawing Common. Super Viking.
Super Viking just resubscribed for 5 months.
Thank you so much for the resub. 5 months of support. That's fantastic. We're gonna make a donation to code.org. Thank you so much. It works in NET Core App 2. It works in NET Core App 3. But it clearly doesn't work on the mono running in WebAssembly. Here's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to mark this as an issue so that we can come back to it later, or somebody can pick it up and work on it. It does not work in Blazor WASM. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Browse to the DataList header style, sample in after client side for an example. Okay. No, this is a bug. Help wanted. There we go. We can address that later. I don't want to slow down progress here. So, all right. Yeah, good to be here. Thank you, Super Viking. And there was a question. Let me come back to the question here from WQ Walter. You see that I have a session for .NET Conf next Tuesday on Blazor for web forms and C# developers. Yep. Will I also have the normal 10 a.m. session on Tuesday? I don't think so. The start time on Tuesday, I would be in Redmond, right? I'm going to be in Seattle for that day. I may move it over to Monday instead and do a stream live from Redmond on Monday. That way I still get my stream in. Wednesday I will not be streaming because I'll be flying home, but I'll be back Thursday, Friday, Sunday. So maybe I'll do Monday instead of Tuesday, cancel Wednesday, and the rest of the week. So I think that's what I'll end up doing. So, there was also a question from Sync Stuff. As a self-taught C# student, what would I say is the biggest problem with C# noobs that you should make sure to focus on or correct? Good question. Let me queue up Eternal Dev Coder's question there as well. So the biggest thing that C# students should focus on or correct, I would look at the various design patterns. Don't memorize them, but get familiar with them so that you can build and reuse code more easily. Start reading other people's code so you can see how those design patterns are implemented and are used. There's lots of open source code out there that you can check out and see how things work. Write tests. Write testable code and write unit tests so that you can be sure that things work. You've already seen me do it here in this stream today. I've refactored, I've moved a bunch of code around, and I've been able to rerun my tests to make sure they still work. And it didn't cost me anything. It cost me the 3-4 seconds to build and run the tests. And I had 30 tests here verify and tell me, hey, this still works. So I would encourage you to write tests, learn design patterns, and read other people's code so that you can grow and learn those techniques, those other tricks of the trade that folks are using. It's a really good idea. Eternal DevCoder asked, I clicked the button. Oh, it's not putting the featured chat isn't putting up the messages right now. Writing testable code makes code more reusable. Yes, indeed. Yeah, there we go. The question from Eternal DevCoder. Okay, so it's not showing my now showing here. I think Did I re-enable stuff? Feature chat I never turned off.
Oh my.
There it is. When's the ASP.NET 3.1 workshop? I'm not going to be able to get it done for this week. We might be able to get it in next Friday. Keep an ear open. I'm definitely. This is something I don't want to drop the ball on, and we'll try and get that back in the mix here. So, thank you for reminding me. Simo suggests focusing on async and understand how that works. Yes, but I think async capabilities are something. Unfortunately, it's trickling into simple beginner code, and I worry about that. Beginners thinking about multi-threading and asynchronous processing is too much. It's too much to ask of beginners. Get them past hello world. Get them past simple data processing. Then we can start talking about asynchronous and multi-threading. Twitchloff would learn how to structure code before learning tests. Hexagonal architecture. Well, the architecture helps facilitate the tests. I think if you're writing simple programs, learning how to write testable code in those programs helps, and the hexagonal architecture and other architectures will start to fit like a glove. Don't get wrapped up in CQRS DDD yet. There's a lot of really cool concepts and things that you can do with it, but it turns everything you know on its head. It literally, it's almost like making active code passive in how it turns around how things behaves. Wait before you go and pursue any projects on that. Get a little bit better at doing simple coding first. Is it possible to write tests that are not culture specific? Sure. I think there is. Learn the content of Stack Overflow. No, don't do that. Learn how to search Stack Overflow in Google quickly and find what you're looking for. Figure out where it is that you want to go to as your reference and be able to search and get through that quickly. That's going to help you as well. Invariant culture, all the things, absolutely. So this formatted properly for me for all those borders. I still need to handle fonts. I'm not handling fonts properly in here because the font parameters here aren't properly being parsed and handled. We need to override the handle unknown attributes so that it'll handle the font capabilities. So I'm actually going to reach down into here, and I should be able to do something similar. I am not myself.
I am
Hello.
not myself just resubscribed for 12 months. 1 year well spent.
Oh, thank you so much. 1 year, that puts you in the rainbow hat with the propeller. Thank you so much. That's our friend Bobby Johnson from Auth Zero. He's another member of the Live Coders team. Can I get a shout out for I am not myself? Oh yeah, VODs are always here on Twitch, and I'm trying to get all the streams over on YouTube. I had to do some editing of videos on YouTube yesterday before I could publish some things, but they're coming along as well. So, I need to do this same. Oh, there we go. From attributes here. From unknown attributes. I feel like these should go into that same I has. It's not even table item style. It's going to be type of I has style. I don't know. I'm doing a little bit of reflection and dancing around here. But this is what it's doing for the fonts. I feel like I could just hard code that because it's 6 values, you know? You know what I mean? Yeah, let me just hard code it over here, just so we get it out. Get it out the door. Because this doesn't know what they are. Well, it knows the values here. Ooh, I'm going to run into an order of events thing here, aren't I? This is being called where? On after render, it adds it. So I need to do this here. This needs to be on after render as well. So that it can grab those values and pass them along. What was that? There was something from... I thought I saw something from Super Viking. Super Viking says... Let me see if I can get back to that message. Cue that up. Here it is. It's a good comment here. As someone totally new to Blazor and WebAssembly, funny thing that you're having the biggest hang up on HTML and Bootstrap stuff. If you haven't done HTML and if you haven't done Bootstrap, that's okay. Bootstrap's a CSS framework. How would I suggest learning, getting around it? I would. That's a really good question. Spend some time writing just straight HTML. Don't worry about it, the fact that it's a Blazor component yet. Make it simple, just render stuff to the screen in an HTML file, then migrate it in. Tinker with it, break it. You don't have to recompile at that point. Once you have it looking and feeling the way you want, then copy it into a Blazor component and start adding the programmatic capabilities to it so that it renders and displays properly. That way you'll have a much better inner loop, we call it, where you're editing a little bit of code, refresh the browser. Edit a little bit more code, refresh the browser. And so you can see that immediate feedback of how it looks. It's a really good question there. Thank you so much for asking it, Super Viking. And now you know. No, wait a sec. That's no. Wait. No. Wait. And now you know.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
It is. It's half the battle. So, I knew I had that clip somewhere. I've just got so many clips in front of me. I'm literally looking at 3 Stream Decks that are covered with 15, 30, 62 sound effects. Just all the way across. I tell you, it's so difficult to be me.
This is my fight song. Take back my...
So, I need another Stream Deck XL. No, I really don't. It'd be great, but no, I don't really. Nah, I don't. All right, let's see here. So, the problem is this order of events that's going to hit so that we can get the fonts pushed into this. Right? Ooh, this is going to be messy. All right. Let's start by writing a test. Right? And actually, does it go on the outside of the table? Let's verify that it that that's what it does. Let's start with, right? Font bold equals true. Let's start with that and see where that ends up, right? And go from there. Because that definitely could be a thing here. In VS Code, there's extensions that help you preview HTML. There is. There absolutely is. Styles. Actually, look at that. Look at that. Stop the press. What did it do? It just added font weight bold to the style. Okay. All right. Then I should be able to replicate that. So let me come back down here. I'm going to add another one here, and let's call this font style. And let's have this. Let's get rid of back color. Now, it would be font bold equals true. That's what it would be. And what I'm expecting to see here is font weight bold, right? And if I run all the tests to make sure that I have a failing test and I can identify this, now we should be able to get out there and find it. Nested ternary for the layout if. Where? You're very welcome, Rambling Geek. Have a good one. And it was a lot of fun recording that voiceover for you today. I really enjoyed that. There, font style. There it is. Yep, did not find font weight bold. Okay, so how are we going to get that into the mix here so that it parses and handles it properly? So there's the from unknown attributes over here. I could pass that in, right? And yeah, let me just put it right up at the top of uninitialized and have it inspect the unknown attributes. for font, right? Because they're, or additional attributes, I think is the name of it. So let's do this. Set font attributes, and I'm just gonna make this as simple as possible. Right? If additional attributes contains key, font bold, then font bold equals bool.parse additional attributes, not font cold, font bold. And I'm going to have similar for all of these, right? I thought I had something like this structured somewhere for the fonts, right? Didn't I already have something like that hiding somewhere? Yeah, there it is. Oh. See, I could move that. I should move that somewhere so it's so I can reuse it. Right? Because I'm going to end up having to put this somewhere else. 2 styles being checked with 1 space and 1 with a colon. Yeah, but it needs a hyphen. Does Eagle's library protect the white space different in styles? Yes, it does. Sure does. Okay. So I can just get rid of this actually. And right, I've copied how many lines of code here. This should be, you know what, let's make this reusable. Right, additional attributes is a dictionary of string object. Let's make this reusable. Come back down to here. Let's do this. Right. So let's do this. Public static, I don't know what I'm returning. Handle fonts, set fonts from attributes. This I has style. Yep, has style. Yeah. Dictionary, string, object, additional attributes. Right, now what I should be able to do, that, oh yeah. By the power of IntelliSense. Look at that. So now I could say style dot. Right, and just copy and paste that in for the win. Yeah, look at that. All right. So if I go back to UI style, where I did this here, this is very much the same thing. I has style. Right? Adding that interface, now I can come down here and say, this dot set fonts from attributes, additional attributes, and I can get rid of that. Oh my gosh. I could use try get value on additional attributes so it would do the lookup once. Oh, you're right. I see what you're talking about here and things like that. Here. No. So those should both work. Get rid of that one. So this, I don't even need that method. Right? Inside here, I can just say this dot set fonts from attributes, additional attributes. And I should get it output properly. Let's see if everything runs. Or not. Oh, it doesn't. This doesn't implement the font attributes. What if I did this? What if I did this? What if I did that? And make this... Yep, I agree. It's a slightly different interface. Let's make this now IHAS layout style. Oh, look at that. Composing interfaces. It's so good. So now this... Actually, I won't know how to do that. Right? The style is a table item style. Oh, no! But table item style, yeah, that's good. This is IHAS layout style. This should be the style. Yeah! Oh my gosh, Frax 291. Well, hopefully this will. Hang on, let me. I want to highlight Frack's message here. There it goes. Oops. As a dev working on a huge monolithic web forms app with over 1,700 ASCX files. ASCX files are controls, user controls that are built by the developer. They're not built by Microsoft or a vendor. He thinks that the project is neat. Hopes someday it'll be production ready. I hope so too. I hope it's production ready. Thank you for the kind words, Frax. If you like the project, if you think this is a good thing, do me a favor and star the project out there on GitHub, because that'll help show the other folks here that I work with that there is some interest, and we may want to put a little bit of effort into throwing some support behind this. That's not right. No. There we go. There's the link to the project. Just throw a star on there. I'm not asking for. It'd be great if folks could contribute and write some code, write some issues as you find them. That'd be awesome. But drop a star if you think this is something worthwhile. And if we can get that number into the hundreds, I think we'll definitely see a little bit of feedback there. Blazor Mr. Magoo, that's a really neat idea. .NET Convert ASCX. That'd be really neat. Can you do me a favor and open that as an issue so we can discuss that? Because that would absolutely be something interesting that we could do here. All my tests ran. All that stuff worked properly. So the stuff that I put in for the font worked. So let's put some more font formatting in here and make sure that it works properly. Let's say like font italic equals true. And, right? Font strikeout, sure. But font strikeout's actually a hyphen. True. And let's make sure that those properly wander through here. And I know these tests aren't, right, being handled properly. Right, it's, is it strike through? Right, when it does the to string on that. Right? Shoot. Where does it actually do the formatting of the style? It's not down in here. Font, weight, bold. No, that's in CSS, site CSS. Oh, okay. So all of these should work. It should be text decoration line through. So let's just make it line through. And what was the last one that I put on there? Italic. Right? And that's font style italic. And that should work. That should give me the last of those features all running properly here. Talk to me, Gooseman! Hey! Welcome in. Emote approved last night with the honk. Nice. Well done, my friend. Well done. Yeah, Talk to me, Gooseman's another member of the Live Coders team. One of the first Live Coders. Thank you so much for tuning in, my friend. Love the honk emotes. Love them. That is so cool. All the gooses. There they go flying. The gooses? The geese? Yeah. So I think if we go back and we look at our list of features for the DataList control that we're converting here. So access key we added all of those. Border width. I still need to do caption. We need to do cell padding. We got CSS class. These data ones I'm ignoring. Edit I'm ignoring because it. Yeah. All of the font we enabled. 4-color is enabled. We need to do grid lines. I feel like I need a to-do list here. Let's put together a to-do list. Why'd you go over there? That's better. Let's make this into a checklist. Cool, thank you, Blazor Mr. Magoo. This is Blazor Mr. Magoo's evil cousin, sequel Mr. Magoo. They relate. He's the relational one, the sequel Mr. Magoo. Complete attributes for DataList. Complete features for DataList. Let's get these lined up here because there's a bunch of them that I've kind of bounced around and not handled well. Caption. This is format for if you want to make a checklist inside of GitHub. GitHub Markdown. So I've got caption. What was the next one? Caption align. Cell padding and cell spacing, which really these should just work. Like we're gonna have to figure that out. It's a slightly different notation in HTML, isn't it? Grid lines. All of these event handlers, I'm not going to come through yet. Repeat. You know what, let me save repeat for the repeat columns and repeat direction. Let me put those together as a separate issue. Selected index I'm not touching. I've already done show footer, show header. Those were pretty easy. Skin we're not copying. Style we did. Tab index. Yeah, we should do that one. I did use accessible header, visible and width. Okay. Add these attributes to the data list. And I have child elements here that we need to add as well. Add these child elements. I thought I made that a lower C. To the data list. We need alternating item style and alternating item template. Now we've already got the ability to do some of these because we have some of it already built. Separator style and separator template are the other ones. The edit item and selected item are outside of the read-only approach. I'm not gonna hit those just yet. Separator style, separator template, and these should actually be pretty easy to do. I'm not going to assign myself, but enhancement, help wanted. It is a good first issue because we've already seen a bit of this done, and I'll create that issue. Thank you for the follow. The Primogen is here. Hey, Prime. Hello, hello. With the beautiful voice. I don't have the hands. Some of us have really cool hands. It's great to see you, my friend. The Primogen's another member of the Live Coders team. You can check him out. Can I get a shout? Thank you, Hugo. He's already got. You write code all different times a day, but I really love tuning in and seeing you work on Netflix applications. It's phenomenal stuff over there. And he's a partner too. He's another Twitch partner. Got the cool partner jersey. Yeah. So, I think that's all I need to complete this component. But, and I have it marked with the help wanted. It's not that many more features, but I'm at the end of when I normally broadcast. I could keep going and go through into some of these. What do you think, chat room, if I kept going for a little bit and tried to knock out this set of 6 attributes here up front? What do you think? Keep going, says Eternal Dev Coder. All right, I'll keep going for a little bit and see what we can hammer out here. Do the thing, says Hugo. All right, here we go. So the list, caption, align. Let's see what caption and caption align do when we put those into the base here. So Primogen, right? This is one of those update projects, right? We've all got this. You got that brownfield project, and it's like, how do we migrate this to the next framework, to the next thing? That's what we're doing here. Is we're trying to provide a path forward on some of these things. Uh-oh. I see another enum we're going to have to handle here. All right. Let's see what happens when we try that. And I think we're going to want to put these same two on the flow layout as well. I see some comments there in the chat room. Let me come over to that in just a minute. Don't you mess up my alignment. I'll fix your goose. Not goose, but oh boy. Grid lines, yes. We got to get to grid lines. That's got to be a thing. But let's start with the captions here. So let's see what that looks like. So I've got this sample code here. We'll just turn it on and see what it looks like. in both the table layout and the flow layout where the caption appears. And we should be able to see that pretty quickly here. Who doesn't love a good pre-render for web forms? Look at that. This is my caption, just appeared above everything. What's with that? Oh. Oh, look at... Oh, crap. And now I've got a TH in there also. Oh, I have used accessible headers on. But it literally jammed a caption element in there. Okay. All right. And if it's flow layout, we don't have a caption at all. Right, I put it in the flow layout, didn't I? Flow layout, caption align. Yeah, we didn't get a caption in the output for this at all. That's all that's rendered for it. Okay. So only in the layout for table, and we're just going to jam a caption element right there with the text. Well, that's stupid, but okay, hey, whatever. Best project, brownfields as far as the eye can see. Just don't go near it with a match. Because,
What'd you do?
You're gonna create a real problem. Alright. So I know what we need to do here. I know what we need to do. So, let's create... What happens if the content is empty? Hang on. Let me come back up here. Right? This does the data binding here. If I don't have data, what's it output? Does it still output the caption or not? Let's just verify that. And if we can verify that, we should be able to move forward on this. Let's see here. Yeah, if there's no data, it doesn't output anything. All right, that's easy. We can do this. Turn that off. I'm going to go back over here. Let's write a quick test to show this. So I'm going to copy that simple on the table layout, and let's call this caption. And this time we will add, caption equals, this is my caption. And what was it? Caption align? Is that what it looks like? Caption align. And we need to figure out what that enumeration looks like, right? We want to say find caption, right? And that should not be null. Should find one. Find the caption. Text content should be. This is my caption. Let's see if that worked. Well, I mean, it shouldn't work. Obviously, it shouldn't work. But let's make sure we have failing tests and then go write some code to make it pass. No T element, head element in the headers, just a TR. Isn't that crazy, Hugo? But that's the way it works. There we go. It looked like it was a vertical align for the caption align. There we go. So I've got one error. It's right here, and sure enough, this should say No elements were found that matches the selector caption. Well, that's correct. What if I say find all count? Should be 1. Right? That should be a thing. Make sure I have that right. Run the test. I didn't want to do that. Test Explorer. Pin it. There we go. Not close it. Okay. Should be 1 but with 0. Good. Alright. So now I can go back and actually write in that feature. So let's add caption and caption align. No, I keep doing that. That one. Okay. Is it vertical align? That caption align is? I think it is. There we go. So now I need to actually apply that in the output. You go away. You can go away too. So with you. Same with you. And you too. Over here. So what happens if show header is turned off? Does it show it or not? Right? For now, if caption, if string is null or empty, if not, right? So if we do have a caption, align, right? It was like that, equals at caption align. Something like that, right? And that should work. And come on, work. Be great if it would automatically. I know. I didn't provide a value. Okay. Let's go back to this and say equals vertical line not set. Right, can we do this? If it equals not set, null. Otherwise, caption align to string. But that still doesn't address this. Top. I need to put a using static for the vertical align. Using static. What is it? And that should get me the top. There we go. Rerun the test. Come on. Come on. Make it work. It can be done. It can be done. It worked. Cool. All right, so we got captions working. I should commit. Right? That should be a thing. Let's commit some code. Let's see here. Added font attributes and the caption attributes for, let's reference, this is 19. Oh, get my pin correct, Jeff. That's not it. That was. There we go. Ooh, Kabazi, that's a really good question. Kabazi has a question, and this is going to be a session we're going to have to spend thinking about architecture. How should the validation controls from web forms work? Are they supposed to target input or select tags? Well, that's how they do work. That's what they do. So we need to somehow connect those up and pass data around. That's going to be a little bit tricky to do. We're going to need to spend some time exploring and tinkering to make that work. And that's one of the reasons why I've kind of avoided that for right now, is because it's a little bit more complex to make that work. Right? There's other things here that I think you've seen from how I've approached this. There's other things that we've been able to add features to, and it gives us reusable content that we can just turn on other controls very easily. So we're getting there. I'm going to check off caption and caption align here. Cell padding and cell spacing. I think... Right, they're not going to do anything on the flow layout, I don't think. Right, but I expect them. Cell padding equals 2, cell spacing equals 2. No, let's make it different. 3. And I don't think it does anything in the flow layout version of this. Let's just see. Let's see what happens. Debug. Do the thing. Start the application, Jeff, so we can take a look. Yeah, Kabazi, we need to take that as an issue. What are we going to do for validation controls? I don't know. It's... Those interactions are going to take a little bit of time to figure out. Okay. So this has the cell padding and things lined up, and it's just those properties passed through. But what happens when we're on flow layout? Does it do anything with it here? No. Nope. Okay. So, we can just copy those properties across here. So I'm going to just add those properties directly. And this is really more of a fit and finish, so that you get IntelliSense that shows that it's there. Here. And actually, if you didn't specify anything, it would just copy it across, wouldn't it? No, it wouldn't. Actually, it wouldn't. Equals at cell padding. Cell spacing equals at cell spacing. Now, I'm going to go back to simple here and make sure that it doesn't have those two attributes. Yep, shouldn't have those. Let's see if that works. Storm Shouts is looking for some help building a website with C# and a database. Take a look at the ASP.NET Core workshops. The ASP.NET Core workshops over on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/C#Fritz. Click through into the ASP.NET Workshop there, and you should be good to go. There's a really good walkthrough there on how to do that. So that worked. Good. So if I add on to this one, right, just to make sure that it works, cell spacing equals 2, cell padding equals 3. And if we just make sure that those are there. Right. Cell padding, cell spacing. Just make sure they have the appropriate values. Find. Get attribute. Cell padding. What is it? Not value. Text? No. When I get the attribute, is that returns a string? Okay. Should be. So padding is 3. Spacing should be 2. Build, test, make sure that works, ship it. Feeling good about this. Feeling good about this. 6 followers to 9,300. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at that. All the tests ran successfully. I like it. I like it.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah. All right. Oh yeah. Look at that. Added cell padding and cell spacing features. This is for 19. And it's running all the tests for me as we're going along here. Right? So, am I doing unit test on this code? You betcha. That's what this code is right here. This is using Egil Hansen's Razor. Let me make sure I'm pronouncing it right. Razor Component Testing Library here. And it's rendering this component, my data list, and it has this code to just inspect it and make sure it does the things we want. Excuse me. And that all runs properly. I just pushed my code here in the featured data list branch. There's the commit. And here it is running on continuous integration. Anybody can navigate out of here and watch it run. It's running the tests right now. Speak of the devil. And we'll see in a few seconds here that the tests pass, because they passed on my version of this. Or not. What happened? 2 failed. Which 2 failed? They ran on my machine. Should contain background color red, but was actually background color. I thought that ran properly over here. Remember when Blazor Mr. Magoo said, hey, you've got an extra space in there, you should get rid of that. Yeah. That's funny, it ran properly over here. Right? That's all the tests. Why does it say one not run? There it is. Thank you for the follow, Gabe, welcome. This is inside a complex style right here. That's the style for the background color. I has style. Right when I background color and there's a space. Run all the tests again. Make sure we got that right. Come on. This should be a thing. That's a good question. Let me come back to you there. It didn't do the background color. And look at that background color. And why did it still put the space in there? Oh, look. And now it's blown up with the cell spacing. All right. Hang on, let's back things up here. Let's take a look. First with the style here. So this is the DataList background color. It's putting an extra space in there. Oh, there's an extra space here for the border too. Let's see, where's it picking that up? Complex style is here. So that should match. I mean, it's background dash color, semi. Does that need to be trimmed or something? Let's see if that. Gabe asks, and this is a question we hear a little bit about. Is GitHub Azure DevOps a powerful combo now that it's fully from Microsoft? Or is going with GitLab the same? Going with GitLab isn't quite the same. GitHub is a tremendous platform. It really is the home for open source on the internet. Combined with Azure DevOps, it is a tremendous combination. That's the combination that I'm using here for this project. You'll see folks using GitHub Actions now as well. GitHub Actions provides very much the same features, but completely on GitHub if you don't want to go set up Azure DevOps. If you want to stay completely on GitHub. Now, GitHub also is a wholly owned subsidiary of Microsoft. It has it has independence from Microsoft decisions. And policies. It does, however, still function within the corporate umbrella of Microsoft. So if there is something that corporate-wise is pushed on Microsoft by a government, GitHub is forced to abide by it as well. Other services, other companies are able to skirt around that, able to avoid some of those things because they don't have the target on their back that Microsoft does. But you're now seeing GitHub getting enterprise support types of features, which are really, really interesting, that those enterprise level support capabilities are being given to open source projects. That's valuable. Good question. Thank you so much, Gabe. Appreciate the question there. Should the spacing matter in the tests for style? No. But where is that coming from is my bigger problem. See what I'm saying? I feel like it hasn't cleaned up. Like there's a purge that needs to happen here. And it's not, right? Where is this coming from? Right, if I just tell it to go find background color. Right, I mean... That's the one way to fix this. Thank you for the follow, Game Dev Train. Appreciate you joining us. Looking forward to seeing you in the chat room. I'm a big fan of game development and love watching it here on Twitch. Is that something you broadcast? Let me know. Always curious to hear more about that. Good. Restructuring the test there worked. Let me take a look down here at this one. And this one is find table. Does it have the cell spacing? It shouldn't have the cell spacing. Oh my gosh, Coding Bandit!
Coding Bandit just gifted 5 subs.
Bazinga, 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 bazinga.
Thank you so much for those 5 gift subs. Wow. We're going to make 5 donations to code.org this quarter, but Neutral Dread, Morgrim, Priv King, McKelv, Dallas 91, congratulations, you just got gift subscriptions. That's 17 emotes that you're going to get. You're going to be able to throw emotes at my face, and it's going to turn off the ads here on the channel for you. Thank you so much, Coding Bandit, for those gift subs. We're at about 25 subs. 27 subs to the next emote. Thank you very much. I should put a counter up here when we get close to that. Thank you for the follow, Catastrophic One. Welcome. This is inside of Simple. Is this? That's not Simple. It doesn't navigate right to it for me. That's okay. There we go. So cell spacing and cell padding, should be false. So somehow it's still getting those values. Let's go back into the rendering.
My.
I know there's something not right there. If this is the default int null, otherwise cell padding. Right? I can do that, can't I? I guess so. If it's the default int null, otherwise cell spacing. Nope, doesn't like that. Why don't you like that? Just saw that I was still online and thought, why not gift some subs? Thank you. Thank you. Tyler Seguin, yes. Player for the Dallas Stars. Is the Visual Studio cap merch that anybody can buy? No, it's not. Jean Valjean, it's not. It's something that I had made for the Visual Studio launch. Technically, by Microsoft Marketing Branding, the only things that should, for Microsoft, logos, icons that should be printed are the Microsoft logo. Technically, you're not supposed to put anything else on stuff, but nobody's complaining. But I agree, it's a cool logo, and for developers who want to show their support and show their love for Visual Studio, it's not bad. Same thing with the Azure A. So how am I going to do this? If it is the default, I only want to include it. Yeah, the live share logo is nice too. I have that on NetApp as well. I'm not quite sure where it is. I need to find that at some point. Let me see. What should I do here? What should I do to make the cell padding disappear? Well, I mean, I could throw a big ol' if around it, right? That's messy. What I could do, go back here, right? I could say, not public, protected, calculated cell padding, right? Yeah. Cell padding, if it is the default int, otherwise cell padding. See, now it doesn't like that either, even though it's a nullable. Why don't you like that? Oh yeah, it can be simplified? Oh yeah? Fine. Still doesn't like it. Can I do that? Well, in which case, go back over here. Can I do that? Do you like that? What do you think of them apples? No. There it is. There it is. So let's get rid of that and turn this into a conversion to a nullable int, which should work for us. Now if we run that, how many hats do I have? I have too many. Too many. Found what? What do you have there for me, Kabazi? In the toStyle string, let's see, toStyle, oh my gosh. Here, yeah, I got rid of that space. And it's still giving me fits, right? So I'm going to, I should be able to commit fixed broken unit tests. There we go. I should have run these all first before I committed, but hey. We can't all be perfect all the time. I just try. And...
oh my.
I know. I know. Come on. Are you kidding me? Yep, because I got rid of that border. I've got another error in here somewhere else. Why didn't it come up? Why? Where's the other one? Up in here. For this inline header style, and I bet you it's the exact same thing. Rerun everything. Stupid tests. Stupid tests. Telling me things don't work the way they should. Nag, nag, nag. Still 2 errors. No. Nope, we're good. Same thing. These commits will go away when it gets squashed down and rebased and pushed over to the thing, to the place. Right? Go back to the project. Jump over to this. I want to see that test complete. I should just leave the pipelines view up so we can just see it going. And if this works, I'll cut a preview 2 release and call it right here. Just call it for the day. Because I have a meeting here in 15 minutes I need to get to. So, pretty close. Pretty close. Let those tests fly. Let them go. Get it done. Come on. Come on.
You can do it!
Yes! It worked. It worked.
Woo!
Let's cut a release. So this is, everything's been marked with preview 2. If you take a look, if I back up here, this is preview 2. So what I'm going to do is put together a pull request into the master branch of these changes. I'm not going to delete the branch, but I'll put together that, and I will tag. Let me tag first. Right, and this is 030. Oh, wait a sec. I can do nbgv, right? Tag, right? Won't that do that thing? Yep, there we go. Git push tags. So that pushes that out. Thank you for the follow, Neo Cortex. Welcome in. Okay. So next, I'm going to put together a pull request from that tag to the master branch. And pull request. Right, that's the thing. New pull request. Compare. I'll go from here. Yep, to master. Here's all the things that we did. Create that pull request. Additional style and attributes. Okay. Create that. It's going to run through and test to make sure everything works. I know it works because we just did all the things. See? Check. So it isn't actually going to do another one. It's already got a successful check. So let's squash and merge. I don't need this. I don't really care about that for the purposes of this. We'll need to update the doc eventually. And I don't care about telling about the fixed broken unit tests. Squash and merge. Now. No, restore the branch. I want the branch. Because we're going to continue working there and we'll... let's see, now why is it... Here we go. What I should do now is rebase back on top of master. So this is gonna... This should drop NB preview 2 is what should pop out here. And it'll push this over to NuGet as well. So there it is running. Yep. 030 preview 2, it doesn't have the hash on the end of it because it's running the full preview here. We should get the test pack and it'll end up over on the NuGets. There it goes. All the tests pass. There we go. There we go. Back up to the project, and we should see... Yeah, that should just work fine. The release over here. Preview 2 was just pushed. Fantastic. Oh, okay. I thought it was finished. Whatever. Let me come to your question in just a second there, Catastrophic. Let's make sure. Yep. There it goes. Oh. One second. There we go. Yeah, let me come to your question in just a second. So if I go NuGet Blazor Web Forms Components. There it is. I'm not logged in, so it won't show me the preview too, because it hasn't appeared yet. No, I don't want to do that right now. It was pushed. It will appear there in just a little bit. So I'm feeling pretty good. There's 030 preview 2, and the NuGet here should update. I need to fix the shields here so that it reflects properly. Do I want to tag on the master branch, or it doesn't matter because it's preview? Well, the tag should be on the master branch. There it is. It's on the master branch. We're good. But it's a preview. When we get to the 030, right? These will go away as well. I do need to rebase and what's it called? The feature branch. I'll take care of that offline. Let me come to Catastrophic's question here. Newbie comp sci student like to go to an internship interview, but they require C# and .NET Core. You've seen I've got a .NET Core 2.2 workshop on YouTube. Should I start with that? Or is there some easier things you should do first? If you haven't done C# at all, go to .NET/learn and start there. It'll get you in the door, get you comfortable with C# to start. Then you can go look at the workshop. But the resources at .NET will be really good there to get you started. I did do a merge squash. Yes, I'll rebase my feature branch off of that so it resets and looks the same. Right? Rebase feature branch. Right? So what I'll end up doing is git log. Well, hang on. Git checkout master git pull. So that's updated. If you look at master now, it only has this additional one here. This commit here, 9 Charlie Fox 283. Where is it? I don't see it. There it is, 9 Charlie Fox. I can roll back to there. Okay. Merge master. And now git push force. And it'll reset. And now my branch that's out here matches master, and I can continue development. If you view history on the master branch, you don't think you see the tag. So, let's check out master. There it is. You're right, the tag isn't on this commit. The tag's on a commit that's inside of there. You got a good point there. V030 preview 2.
Oh my.
Yeah, this is on the unsquashed commits. I would want to move the tag. I'm not too concerned about this, but I do see what you're saying. Git that should update it. We should see it now in here. There it is. Oh, now I'm not seeing it here. Oh, no, there it was. There it was. Right there. Right. It's also marked as a release over here, right there. So I've got the zip file for it. If I also go over to feature data list, this should also have it in the commit log. Right, I would expect to see it there. Yeah, it's there. Thank you for the follow, Sheen Monk. Appreciate that. So the other thing I need to do is, let me go back to my feature branch, right? And if I git log here, there's the tag. Let me do a nerdbank git versioning. This next version we're going to push is 030 preview 3. Set version. There we go. Because that manages. Really? There it is. Updated version to preview 3. Fantastic. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We got a lot done today. I'm really happy with the stuff that we have gotten through here, the stuff that we have built, we committed, we got running out there, lots of unit tests, and we pushed a preview version 3 of everything. So, really, really good. We are one follower from 9,300. Look at that. But it's going to have to wait till next time. Nope, not going to hold out. So, we've completed a lot. We're moving the components in the right direction. I'm going to do a little bit more work here to clean up and get the elements, the child elements, built that you see in the rest of this data list. I'm going to knock out this item 19 a little bit later tonight. I probably won't be streaming that just because I need to get this done. And I'm going to roll back over to the list view component and finish making that a complete component tomorrow, because I need that for my demo at .NET Conf on Tuesday. 1 week from today, I need that component done so that I can show off this project and just how cool it is. Friends, let's take a look and see who we can raid out there. If there's anybody that would be really cool to send all of our folks over to. I'm looking. You know what? You know who's back from vacation we can raid? Let's raid our friend Brian Lagunas. It's time for lunch for Eternal Dev Coder. Oh, enjoy your lunch. There he is. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. I really appreciate that. There's the raid call. If you're a subscriber, copy the first line of text out here into your clipboard. If you're not, that's okay. Grab the second line of text, copy it onto your clipboard as we get ready to go raid Brian Lagunas. There he is. And it looks like he's working on an open source project over there as well. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow. This video, like all my other videos, will be available over on YouTube. When we're done, we get the upload out there. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. And we will see you tomorrow. Take care.